Okay, now let's talk about sex in the other dimensions and on the other planets, per se. Is this too dark? Let me see if I can put on a light. Okay, that's better. Okay. Okay, let's talk about sex. Okay. Alrighty. 3D humans have really made talking about sex extremely difficult. And really, you're talking about two separate things. If you're talking about procreating or the actual activity of intercourse, well, there are many different kinds of ways to procreate in all the lower dimensions. All of the way that you do it now. Can you do it in 5D and above? Yeah, you could, but you're probably not going to, because there are easier ways and more practical ways of procreating. And that is hugely complex, and it could be anything from two individuals, or even one individual can intend on wanting to raise a baby in the illusion of time, and that whole process, but on a higher vibratory planet or dimension. Or you could even do that whole thing as a human type person in a lower dimension in 3D, but say in a solar system or a planet that has fewer vibrations available. And that could play out in so many different ways. So you can have sex just like you do here, only there are places where it's not a sin, or it's not something that people don't talk about, that it's much more open and acceptable. And I think there are places still on the planet that's true, that sex and having a baby and raising a baby and sexual activity are far less considered something you don't talk about. It's definitely like death, something you don't talk about in the United States if you're polite company and stuff and so forth. So really seriously, sexuality is so diverse in all of the dimensions, in all of the planets, that it is almost impossible for me to explain them all. But if you can imagine it in some way, then it exists out there with sexuality. Now, the other side, and I'm talking intercourse, creating babies, or just intercourse, that can play out in just about let your mind run wild, and it's available and it's out there. Now, on the other side of the sexual activity, the actual connecting of the energy, so if you're talking about having sex so you can connect with another person, we'll talk about 5D specifically, and we'll talk about 5D Earth specifically. In the lower vibrations of 5D Earth, you absolutely can be in the body that you're in now. You can have sexual intercourse and connect energetically and connect to a very high love energy with each other. As you move up through the vibrations, and you learn to create instantly outside of the belief systems that you are used to, i.e., do you have to stay in female body, or can you change into a male body? Well, as you learn that you can do that, then you can change bodies and have an exchange of sexual energies. As you go even higher and you understand that you can change out of your humanoid body, then you can do everything from become a kitty cat and have sex with another kitty cat, only exchanging sexual energy in cat form with each other, to being outside of a physical body as you know it form, more like what you would probably see as an orb of light or just a flash of light or something like that, interacting with that high vibratory love energy just by merging. So there's just about everything that you could imagine available when dealing with what you call sexual energy. And it will eventually divide out sort of into intercourse energy, which is more a tactile, sensational energy exchange, and just a higher vibration of what you classically think of as love. Okay? And really, I don't know what else to tell you other than to go into graphic detail about all of it, and there's so many different options that would take me forever, and I just don't see the point in it. So that should kind of give you an idea in that regard. If that's not clear enough, Mike Smith, then just shoot me a question or comments, and I will, guys, be quiet, and I'll answer. Huge hugs. I love you all, and talk soon.